Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another wonderful episode of, well, I made a mistake. Okay, it was off camera. I do apologize. I let the game get a little ahead of me while I was off and about, and I got a little fur-brained idea going here, and I thought, this would be great. Clear out some of this, give you some extra storage space or some planting space to do some cool stuff. It was like, I don't need any of this in here anymore because I've got this blocking the flow of the bad water. It's never going to get wet. The drought ended. And then this started filling in. And then we started flooding all this back here. And then I started flooding all of this back here. And as you can tell, it's still a little floody. That's not funny. That was a terrible joke. I apologize to no one, but yeah, I made an uh-oh. So I've been waiting for this to try to kind of clear up just a tad bit, just so we could get back to doing the things. Anyway, that's kind of what I did on the other side of a recording session, and that's it. Yeah, I burned maybe 20 minutes of gameplay. You guys didn't miss much other than me frantically running through here trying to fill this back in so I didn't continue flooding our entire industry that we spent a good hour trying to put together. But anyway, I digress. That is fixed for the most part. And of course, this is nice and cleared out now. So we've got some more real estate available to us for some plantage. I am contemplating food or lumber here. Now, right now, I'm kind of hurting lumber-wise, so we'll probably end up going with a little bit of lumber. Maybe throw in another forester in here somewhere to fill all of this in, because I don't like being in the position that I'm in as far as lumber, the lumber predicament that we're in. Now, beaver-wise, we're doing pretty good. I think I tossed in a few extra ones or twosies of here just so we can get our beaver population moving and grooving a little bit more. And I was trying to figure out what we needed to do next. And I think the answer is relatively simple. I need storage. I need to finish up the rest of industry. And I need a place to keep planting things because we're running out of real estate right now. And I want more trees. I don't just want. I need more trees. So I was looking at this and I was thinking, how do I want to do this? And I thought back to this one project that I was working on one of my Twitch playthroughs. Now, if we come in here, if we look at this right here, in this little double platform, that is at the perfect height for me to actually come in here and grab this overhang right here. Now, if I were to place this overhang right here, it actually goes over the tree. It gives us clearance of those trees. And you're asking, well, Shadow, well, duh, of course that's how that works. But I also found out that you can get in here and you can blast out behind, and then you can put the overhangs in the wall. So I think we're going to do that today. We'll probably actually cover down that last little line right there. And we're going to see if we can get this accomplished, probably, hopefully today. We'll see. This is going to require a lot of material that we don't necessarily have readily available to us, but we can at least start getting the explosives in. We can start getting some of the tunnels in, and we can then prep for our placement of our overhangs, which will then in turn allow us to start planting some, or putting some dirt on top of that, and that will mean that we can plant up here too, which is kind of what I want to do. Now, that's not going to give us much in the grand scheme of things. It will give us enough real estate to probably triple our total, or sorry, double our total area of planting, right? At least tree planting. Now, we've got this under or overhang right here that will preclude us from being able to do some planting on the underside back here, but maybe we'll throw in a farmhouse or something to take advantage of that one layer deep, or we'll blast all this up or cut all this up and then get a little bit more room. I'm not sure how we're going to actually tackle that, but that is my going in argument. Get that in there so I don't have to have all of the scaffolding up and through here. I just rage across the top here, and that gives us clearance of all of our farmhouses. It doesn't give us clearance from the forester, but there's not much I can really do about that. And honestly, this forester still doesn't really need to exist. The only forester that does need to exist is this one. And theoretically, I could move this one over here somewhere because, well, they're not doing much on this side. And I just need them to be able to cover down this. And we do have an access point to get into here from this side now. And that shouldn't be an issue. And I just now realized that this is where I put the two-way station, so that might not be the answer. But we'll figure it out. We'll get it figured out. We have the capacity, we have the brain power. I believe in us. Anyway, we are 2 days away from a bad tide kicking off. And oh, I forgot. Additional industry is what I wanted to toss in over here. So stuff like the explosives manufacturer, explosives is that button, explosives factory. I ripped the explosives factory out over here, so we're not producing any more explosives. So we only have the 151 on hand that we produced before that got torn down. And I also want to start getting into dirt. Obviously, dirt's going to be a requirement for us to get planting up on top of our shelf here. I kind of want to do the shelf thing on this side too, give us more room for industry, but we don't really have that much in the way for room concerning this area, right? We would be able to do it, and since we don't need to place dirt on top of here, then it might not be the worst thing for us to do. But for now, that's a little backburn project. All of these are opened up now since we've cleared this out. It's no longer a wet mess down there for our Emberpelts, so that is good to see. And yeah, wanted to get that in here, and also storage. Storage up here, I want to put in all of our basic storage, our medium warehouses or large warehouses. I want to get those back in here, but that requires a lot of logs and a lot of planks. And as you can see, we're not doing too hot on either of those. So we are going to come back here. We're going to try to dig into some of these logs, probably clear some of this out up here, and hopefully figure out a way to... yeah, we're going to plant more trees up here. That's the answer. So that isn't going to fit there. So that means that we get to come over here. We get to throw in a forester right here, which covers down a fair majority of that. And I was thinking about putting housing down in this region down here, just so that we can have more housing, duh. And we've got a nice path already pre-built in here without too much issue, so that might go in at some point in the future. And that all being said, I do want to come in here, and we're going to start planting some additional oak. And that has been cleared out, so we can start putting in some pine tree right there. I did have to come in and eat through some of my apple trees for the emergency build down here. So that's why all of these are cut down, which stinks, but here in about 12-ish days or so, that'll all get rectified, and we'll have somebody to clean that up for us. And like I said before, we're kind of hurting on beavers. Kind of hurting on the beaver population. And I did learn that if the entrance to these lodges is underwater, it still does, or it doesn't count as an actual living area. They have to be able to, or even if they don't need access to the lodge entrance, they still can't be underwater, otherwise it floods. So that's something I learned. I'm sure I should have known that, considering I have a brain in my brain cage, allegedly. That should have clued me in on that, but anyway, I digress. Let's go ahead and get this game back up to 3 times speed, where we belong, and we're going to take a look at what else has been going on as well. So I did notice that they did start building this Bad Johnny down here. So we have cut our way through down to that portion right there. I did notice, however, that this is a problem. Was that right there? If we go up one more, it's where the water line was. And if we'd continued to bust through all the way down to the bottom, this entire area would have flooded. This would have then backfilled into that side. That would have gone over there, and it would have been a huge mess. I caught it before they started cutting any more of this, so I've fixed it. I was going to put in this two-way tunnel, but I don't think that is necessary. We're just going to put in, or sorry, tubeway levee tunnel, which is different from a tubeway tunnel, and it acts as a levee as well, allegedly, which we don't need anymore because I did have them put in that one piece of impermeable flooring, which should prevent any flooding on this side. So that is good for us. Now, I do want to come up here, and I'm thinking, how do we want to tackle this? I think the first answer is come down here, and we're going to go ahead and start putting in... Do I want to unlock this and burn? It's a lot of logs. This is just 2 logs, but it's going to be 2 times... Or, yeah. Wait, 4. Yeah, 2 times 4, so that's going to be 8 logs. Versus the 40 logs. Yeah, I think that's going to be the answer right there. I don't like it, but it is the answer. Now we have to figure out a way to run power there, and that means we're going to have to figure out how to do a lot of things, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to put in a liquid fuel engine. We're going to save ourselves some logs back here because that's unnecessary, and hopefully we can fit this wonderful explosives factory in here nice and snugly without too much issue, which we can. There's our bad tide. Our bad tide diversion system is working as advertised, and our contamination barriers are also working as advertised, so none of this is getting nasty, which is awesome. I love to see that. That makes me happy. All right. Okay. Let's see. They've got this in. That is great. That means those those pieces have been filled in, which is glorious. I love to see it. We can also go ahead and fill some of this in right now since we have the capacity to do so. I will have to figure out a way to... What is this? What is happening here? Oh, that's 2 vertical lodges. Okay. Do I need entrances to both of these? I think the answer is no. So that gives us a little bit more space left so that we could probably come in here, grab our lumberjack flags. Or a lumberjack flag, and hopefully that covers down both sides relatively easily. Not really. That's stinky. But we do have another spot right here. Actually, that should cover down right quick. No issue whatsoever. So that'll be good. That'll clear that out for us. We'll get this marked for cutting right now. And we'll click on this button, determine that that is where our stuff is going to stop. Gonna go ahead and fill that in to there, and that will let us get this lumberjack flag in. Really simply, that'll be great. We can go ahead and pause you, and we can also pause you because that's gonna take another 29 days-ish before any of those pop up for us. Now, we are still hurting pretty badly on lumber. I still want to somehow get over here and take advantage of this lumber that has just been sitting there. But it's just, it's not worth the time, man. It's not worth my time. I'm just going to let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Anyway, I digress for the umpteenth time this episode, and I love it. Now, let's go ahead and reach up here. We're going to reach up here, and we're going to go ahead and grab these explosives right there. I can rip this out. That doesn't need to be there anymore. Just something I had there. Do I need that to be doubles? I think the answer is yes, because that is not filling up beyond that level right now, right? Correct. Okay, so we can go doubles here. Does that cause an issue at all in here? It does not. That is good. And then we can also blast this down with singles right here. Gives us a little bit more real estate back in here. And then we can start going in with some of our single platforms, which would be good for us to work with. And at some point, we'll want to get back in here, rescue some of these stairs for us that don't do anything for us on that side. And probably blast some of this down. Can they get over here? I think not. But we can give them access to it like that. Go ahead and give them this path back, which I tore out a little prematurely. It's okay. That gives them access to all of that right there. We can probably just go ahead and rip that out and tear that down by 2. And then tear this down by 1. And that gives us a fair amount of real estate to work with. I want to put in a lot of storage back in here. So that's enough to fit 2 wide. Or we could do underground storage back in here. That still takes a lot of planks. It takes gears as well, which we're doing decent on. And we've got the science to burn on it. So if we somehow gained access to some flat real estate, we could put this in here, which would be really nice. And we only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those. I'm curious. I probably can't. I can't place this underwater. I can place it underwater, but I can't gain access to it while it's underwater, which kind of defeats the purpose. It's all good. They have stopped work on that. That means that something else has taken priority over it. I do want them to come down here, finish putting in the rest of this levee system for us. I did notice that this does not really provide as much irrigation as I would like it to. So it did not irrigate out to here, like in this area at all. So I wanted to actually get down into here and do something a tad bit ridiculous, which means doing something like that. We're going to have some wet beavers. I'm sorry, guys, but it's for your own good, all right? Okay? And if we did something like that, we grab this. We try not to blast through that one right there. And if we did the same down one more layer, we can't really go down another layer, actually. All right, so we'll just go ahead. We'll grab this, pull that out to there, and then we'll make sure that we are not causing a problem on this backside by clearing some of this out. This may be a tad bit ridiculous, but I want to do it anyway because ridiculous is half the fun, don't you know? Don't you know? Okay, that should put that at a decent range right there, and then theoretically we can just grab this last one like that, and that should allow us to have enough irrigation theoretically all the way back into there. I just realized how short of a bad tide we have here going on, so that is pretty nice to see. I'm happy about that. Now we are still not doing the greatest on lumber, so we're going to have to keep an eye on all of that. Now there are a bunch of pieces of lumber floating around here, or at least there were. There's 19 right there, so we can give that a priority. Another 19 right there, so we'll give that a priority. And this is all just clay. There's a few pieces of logs. So we're just going to spend some time, guys. And we're going to tell them to come clean some of this mess up. If they can't pick it up because the area is full, or we've got no place to store it, then fine. It is what it is. But I would like them to get in there and do some stuff with it. All right. So, tomatoes and corn, that'll be good. Go ahead and just go and fill the rest of this out right here, and we'll put more corn back into here, and that should, in theory, stay irrigated. That'll be something for those two to knock out. We still don't have... Alright, so they have actually got back into here. They've started planting that for us. Ah, that's right. They've been working on this down here. That's where they've ran off to. That's where they RUNNOFT to. Sweet. Now we've got some explosives going in. We've got a few platforms already placed for the future expansion-wise, so that'll be good. We've got 1,000 units of power available to us, which I should somehow feed back into here because the centrifuge here is not doing the greatest. It's sharing its power with this bad Johnny, which let's just say is not enough. So maybe we rip that out. How we're doing on extract? We're doing decent on extract, so let's just go ahead, rip this out for now, and we'll toss in a liquid fuel engine, and that will be a good thing for them to work on. And that means that push comes to shove, we can rip some of this stuff out, move our refinery elsewhere, and that will give us something to work towards in the future. Alright, apparently I missed that. Can you guys clean that up too, please? No place for clay. Yep, not much I can do about that. Not doing anything with logs. Can I put clay in here? I can. Do I want to put clay in here? I do. Yeah. Do I have a big clay one? I don't believe I do. I do not. So we're just going to change this one to clay. Yeah. That'll give them a place to put all of the rest of that. We'll blast this stuff out. That'll be good. Blast that out right there. Now we can get in here. They can reach that for us. We'll blast this down and get us a log and 3 planks back. That's not going to be very helpful in the long scheme of things. Now, why they haven't placed this, I don't know. They've got the extract. Oh, I gave a priority to something else. I gave them a priority to clean up. So that's why they're not doing that. That's fine. That's gears, canola oil, no place to store it. Gears, no place to store it. Sure. Fine. You guys do what you do. Now, I do still need a place to put in more. Well, I could. And actually build on or build out from here like that. Can't really build this second one, but I could get that moving. Just go ahead and put that in right there, and we'll put some stairs in on top of that. That means that they just crawl down into the wet for a minute. We'll have some wet beavers for half of a second. Something the folktales would be super excited about, but these guys obviously aren't the folktales, so that's not exactly the greatest. And I did give this a plus up. That's waiting on gears, which we should have on hand already, and a few metal blocks, which again we should have a copious amount of due to our massive industry over here. I do need to come over here and probably clean some of this up and get our cornmeal processing going a little bit again, because I did have to rip out a grist mill, and that is going to be corn, and that also means I need to provide you a place to store your corn and your cornmeal. So that goes like that. We'll go with corn down here and then cornmeal right there. Don't have a place to actually process as a cornmeal quite yet, but having that available to us will be beneficial in the grand scheme of things. I kind of want to drop this priority-wise, though, so we don't burn unnecessary materials. Getting in here to do some ridiculous, off-the-cuff, redonkulous thing, so that'll be good. They can't touch this, so I don't need to be concerned about that for now, so that'll be grand. They are putting all of this in. That is out of reach for now. And soon we will have a beautiful place to do all of the things. They can reach all of that. That's good. Explosives are moving in the positive direction. That is good. We can throw in a small tank here and there and there. Not a small tank there, but a small warehouse. Right here, this can be explosives and a supply depot. And we shall accept bad water here and accept fuel here. Hit that obtain button, hit that obtain button right there as well. So that should make things a little bit easier for Codunes to do Codunes things. Maybe we'll take this tunnel and we'll wrap that tunnel around this backside. somehow avoiding some of this mess back in here so that we can make their trip a little bit easier. Maybe we'll fill this in with dirt, rip all these levees out, or some of these levees out, fill this in with dirt once we get this capped off. They don't really have a need for this bad tide thing going. The liquid fuel engines, they produce enough power. I'm not too concerned about it, and I don't really have the room to make a massive power wall or something like that on this map. I would love to. That's one of my favorite things to build in this game is a massive power wall, but alas, we don't have the capability to do so, so we'll just have to accept what we have. That needs to go in. I want to give that a priority bump so that they actually focus on that, because I would like more housing areas in, and we can go ahead and probably just fill the rest of this in. We could put some more housing on that. Maybe even fill in the backside of this, you know, why not? More housing. It'll be our housing district. It'll be great. It would be glorious. It'll be beautiful. Oh, one small ridiculous thing that I did do is each of these areas has a little roof tile on top of it, so that the guys that are chilling, working in here all day, they can get that little happiness, little roof bonus happiness. So you'll see that the well-being is a little higher than it was the last go around. So that's pretty Gucci, pretty nice. I like it. Now I think what we probably need to do is expand our charcoal production. Probably our clay production, because our clay storage is going to need to get bumped up as well. So clay storage needs to get bumped up. Everything, all the storage needs to get bumped up. All of it needs to go. Just realized I made a huge mistake doing that right there, but it's fine. We do have access to actually get back in here and blast this out anyway. I want to make sure I'm not going to foobar something by blasting that out. I shouldn't be. So that is good. Well, we're not going to blast that out anyway. We're just going to tackle that. Blast that out. And that should give us clearance to start placing our underground warehouses. Now, this is a lot of storage. That is a metric poop ton of storage. And it's a 3x3. Right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 3x3. Can fit 1, 2. Can't fit much into here. That's kind of bad. I don't like that. Yeah, that stinks. Oh, goodness. We need more real estate. Boo. Well, we've got the real estate to kind of finagle in here with the large warehouses as it is, since we can place those on top of all this, so that is good. Wish I had a little bit more room. Get back into here. What can we actually do? We can do grilled corn and bell peppers there. I want to check on this, actually. That all stayed green this time. Well, that checks, because this is not dried out. So when this dried out to this level, by that I mean this went below this tier, then none of this stayed irrigated. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. I also need more corn. Why are we out of corn? How are we out of corn? We have so much corn planted everywhere. Okay, maybe not as much as I wanted to. Maybe we don't do... Maybe we put more corn over here. Maybe that's the better option. I think I like that. As we do... Yeah, if we could just put our farmhouse right there, and we can just stack on top of this with with more storage. We won't be able to do the underground stuff, and I do have to somehow finagle a way for them to gain access to all this. But this will work. I do need to figure out how I want to place all of this, which means some triples right there, double right here, and then a single right here, and then triple, no, a double, and then a triple. See, this is why things are ridiculous, okay? Okay, no, don't worry about it. Okay, that goes like such as, and then do a double here, and we do doubles here, and then triples here. Theoretically, they should be able to reach that without too much consternation. Yeah, I can't place anything in this piece of real estate anyway, so that's fine. Okay, another large warehouse. Is that on the single floor? It is, so I need to figure out a way to gain access to that. Of course, that just means that this line right here is just singletons right along there, which isn't too bad. That means that you're a double. Then that also means that I've got to get a single there, probably a double like that. Then stairs up like such as. And there we go. Probably need to get one more set of doubles in right here. Now, if we did something like this, save ourselves a little bit of... I want to plant stuff underneath here. If I go out crazy like that, then I don't get to plant stuff underneath there. We want to be able to do, and so that means that we get to do something like this. And there we go. So, they don't have access to that right now, which is totally fine. I understand that. But what we need to do is start storing things. Like apples, and like corn, and like wheat. Do I want to store the base materials or the cooking materials? I think the base materials might be the better answer. Because if I can get production moving, then that means that we're doing something correct, theoretically. And I still don't have storage for beets. What are we doing about this? Why are we like this, huh? Why are we like this? Okay. Next thing I probably would like to do is maybe we bring this back up priority-wise. Something like this. That we can gain access to all of that. Now that's going to burn through our planks and our explosives and our extract and a few logs, but that is what we're going to have to pay anyway, which is acceptable. We are in the middle of our temperate cycle though, so that's pretty good. This is halfway done, yes, which means here in about 15 days we'll have a nice plus up in our total lumber, or access to more lumber, which will be good. We're not doing the greatest on apples though, which is kind of stinky. I'm sad to announce, but it is what it is. Yeah, unconnected building. Yeah, I know. I do need to drop all this priority-wise because they will burn through all of our lumber and material that we don't really have available to us right now. We do have a bad tide kicking off here in 3 days, though, so that's kind of all right. I do want to look at maybe putting in... Oh, did they build this? They did build this. Great. So we could do housing real quick. Let's go ahead and feed that in right there. And that will give us another 18... places for our beavers to sleep. We will give that a priority bump. Food wise, we're doing decent on. Juice wise, we're not doing the greatest on. Well, we're doing fine on tomato juice. We're doing okay on apple juice. We're doing okay on water as well. So we're going to be okay in that regard. That is good to know. I can come over here, put this path in, and we can take advantage of what is available to us down here, which would be good. Go ahead and put in one of those bad Johnnies. That's already all marked for cutting. We'll give that a max priority bump so that just gets knocked out ASAP. And then we could probably tell these guys to clean up these logs and these planks for us, since they're all just sitting there not getting utilized. Which will be quite the boon. Not really. It's gonna be nice, but it's not gonna be the greatest thing since sliced bread, you know? Don't you know? We can save a few blocks of metal down here, though, so then we could tear this out. We don't need any of these contamination barriers anymore. I don't know what I would put back there. Honestly, probably nothing, so that's kind of a moot point, but, you know, it's kind of cool. Have they started moving this? They have, and they're going to meet in the middle, right? They're going to touch the... Never mind. Never mind! Sweet. That's good. That's beautiful. That's amazing and brilliant. Brilliant, I say. That should give us a little bit easier access to our storage monstrosity on this side. And maybe we can move storage back around on this side as well, which will be really nice. This did go in, so that is good. We have another tenement lodge. That's going to provide us a lot of free beds, which means so many more kits. We're about to have a kit explosion, which is going to be a tad bit painful, but it is a requirement. Now, I do want to get in here, like I said, to plant some more corn. Yes. Wheat? No. Corn, yes. Wheat, no. Beets, no. Radishes, no. Corn, yes. So we'll do that. Fill in all of that. Get you out of here. Theoretically, that should not turn nasty for us, hopefully. I'm hoping. I know that's a terrible thing to put your risk your reputation on. Hope is a terrible koa, as they say. But we shall see as soon as this goes into bad tide mode here in 6 to 9 seconds. All right. What other industry did we want to put over here? I kind of want to put in our mine on this side. Not mine. Dirt excavator for dirt. Obviously, because that's kind of what you do with the dirt excavator. You get dirt with it. Which means I probably don't need this in here. I kind of do need that in there, though. So if we look at this... don't really have a way to fit that in there. We can fit it in here, though. We just need to figure out a way to run power to it, which shouldn't be an issue. Should not be an issue. Yeah. That should be fine right there, right? We'll unlock it. Probably put it on the lowest of priorities, though. And we will somehow finagle power. We haven't used vertical power shafts once in this game. What am I doing? Feed that over like that, and then we'll put in our double platforms, our single platforms on top there, and then onto... theoretically, none of that should be necessary. We'll put something on there to transfer power between our explosives factory and our liquid fuel generator to that side, so that will be Gucci. That'll be Gucci. Theoretically, that should green up. It does, or blue up in this instance, so that is good to see. I don't know if I can actually run power underneath that. They did get this in, though, so that is good. We are in a terrible spot as far as job sites are concerned, though. Jeez Louise. All right, we're pulling you down. We don't need that many people in there. This is still green, so that is good to see. We will continue to plant additional corn in here. Corn is life now, apparently. And how do we fit more realistic? How do we take advantage of more space? We're running out of space. Too many beavers and not enough space, darn it. That's it's fine. This is fine. This is fine. What are we planting down here? More corn. It's fine. This is all beets. It's all wheat. It's all tomatoes. Tomatoes, bell peppers. Probably don't need that much in the way of bell peppers because we're doing we have 1.8 thousand units of bell peppers and they're barely being used. Right? We're making the stuffed peppers, but that requires corn. We're making the apple pies with it. And we're making grilled corn because obviously that requires corn. Probably cut back on the bell pepper production. So let's do that real quick. So we'll go ahead and just tell them to not plant that anymore. I don't remember what that is. That's beets. Sure, we can leave beets back there. That is fine. We don't need that much bell pepper. How do I have so much storage for that much bell peppers? What did I do? Did I put in like one random large storage for a large warehouse for bell peppers? That's exactly what I did. That is exactly what I did. Right there. Just some random warehouse just filled with bell peppers. Good job, me. Good job, me. We're not even cooking up because we don't have any corn to put the bell peppers into. Oh my goodness. This is fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. I do need all of these 21 kits to grow up so that we can actually... Guys, you're not supposed to have completed the dirt excavator, okay? Oh, it's green now. So that means they touched. They touched. They did it. They actually started building this too. So that's going to be nice and green. Oh, it's beautiful. It's glorious. Maybe we somehow get over here. Do the same thing. So that their commute's not nearly as bad. Oh, with this, that in. Do we go this way now? Do we do the ridiculous thing? I think we do. Well, something like that. Then we grab this tunnel. Do something like that. We're going to need tunnel out to there, I think. Go up one more. Tunnel out to here. Right. And then we come in here, we hit this button in industry, and we unlock the mine. We rotate this to where the entrance is facing that way. Probably don't need to go back that far. But if we want to store anything under here, we probably don't need to store anything under here. We're going to have access to the tubeway system. So theoretically, we could just get away with 2x2. Like that. Two-way station right there, and then they have a walk path or walking path. Well, heck, theoretically that's not even needed, honestly. So let's go back up one and we'll save ourselves some explosives. Okay. Nice. So when that gets put in, we'll have copious amounts of scrap metal available to us, which will be glorious. We are nowhere near through any of this right here. But sooner or later we will be, which means we can start putting in our ridiculous housing construct up here. Get our bonsai tree housing going, which would be pretty Gucci if I do say so myself. Guys, you're not supposed to be building this. Oh my goodness. No, that's the wrong priority. Wrong priority. Yeah. Oops. Oops, 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 oops. Alright, cool, cool, cool. That's good. That's good. This should stay irrigated theoretically because of this pocket of water back here. It's too deep. That should provide enough irrigation back in this side. Push comes to shove, we blast this out, or these two out, and we put in some sort of fluid dump right there. And that will allow us to push back into there pretty easily. Did they start working on this down here? They probably did, didn't they? Too far from district. Okay. Too far from district. Oh, this is in the way. Yeah, that lumberjack flag that's... I've had to remove twice now. And is that really necessary right now? Probably not, but it's fun. So we'll do it. We will do it. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright. Cornmeal, we're not doing anything with yet. Can we rectify that? Theoretically, yes, we can. But where do we rectify it at? And I think that has to be in a bakery here. We take wheat, cornmeal, maple syrup, and we make some sort of pastry, it looks like. Don't want to put that there. That's a tad bit redonkulous. We can put this in right here, I suppose. Give that a priority bump. Then we put in our bakery right here. Then that is... Oh, it's cornbread. But why does it need wheat if it's cornmeal? Whatever. It is what it is. We have the maple syrup. So it's going to be a sweet, like a super sweet cornbread. Alright, whatever. That will do. I'm not going to complain about that. That has... They put 6 bricks in. Okay, that's not that bad. They did put all this in though, so when we do expand our industry a tad bit, that will provide us the capacity to actually do the things. So that'll be nice. What do we want to put over here though? We're fine on the gear workshops. We're fine on the large lumber mill. I need all the raw materials. That's the biggest problem. Like, industry is fine for now. It's just the raw materials. Raw materials are hampering us a lot. Like, a lot. Oh, there's the vertical power shaft tunnel. I could have sworn that was in here, and apparently it was, and I'm ridiculous for not recognizing that that was in here. Okay, whatever. It's fine. Everything's fine. We do a well-being thing. Does this... We've got a carousel we could put in here. Oh, that's massive. That is humongous. Where do I even fit this thing? That is huge. There's no way on earth I'll get this in here anywhere. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yep, there's that. Can this go... No, I can't go like that. Now we've got beavers with nothing to do. And we'll have a a little plus up in that regard here soon as well. So we can actually get more people into these farmhouses. We have 10 more kits that are going to grow up, so it'll be good for them to do the things, the stuff and the things. They are blasting that out slowly but surely. Looks like they're blasting it all the way down too, which is really nice actually as they're going. So in theory, that should provide irrigation back into here. Whether or not that works as advertised is yet to be seen, but hopefully it will do the things that I would like it to do. Now we could... Maybe... Is that ridiculous? Maybe. Yeah, it is ridiculous. But I like the idea about it. I like the idea. But I'm not going to concern myself with that right now. I don't have the capacity to do so. I'm more concerned with getting the raw materials that we're kind of being shafted on right now. How do we get up there, though? That's the real question. Don't really have easy access to that. I did get that connected, so that's good. Does that need that? It does not need to be there. Oh, there's a nice little path right here. So we go up like that. We go up like that. We hit this button right here, which is right there. We put in our stairs like such as, and we give this the priority bump that we want. Probably invert that. We don't have an issue where somebody gets stuck. Because it will happen. Somebody's going to be ridiculous and get stuck somewhere. And I'm going to have no one to blame but myself. Okay, and we don't want to be doing that. We will need the path connected to that though. Otherwise, it's going to be an issue. Look, that's green now. That is so beautiful. That is nice. That is wondermous. I want to look at this underground water tank. That is cool. That is really cool. That is neat. I should have put this on levees. That's fine. We could just put levees right here and then... Yeah. One of these days we'll get this capped off. They have been working on it though. Slowly. We have the gears and the metal blocks to do that. We do. It would take 5 years to do that. But they could, in theory, do it. Do we want to do that? Do we want to spend a few seconds doing that? You know what? Why not? Let's go ahead and put in that Bad Johnny right there, and we'll put this Bad Johnny in right there. We're going to tell you to put in gears on this side. Give these a priority bump. And then we'll just go ahead and put this back to normal. And that'll get knocked out. We'll hit the obtain button on both of these and give these a priority by our haulers. We have the materials readily available for them to do the things. Our happiness went up a little bit. That's good. Well-being is good. We have one wet beaver. He's very not happy about that. Injury, we've got a couple. Is duh. We don't have any grilled bell peppers because we've been out of it. Oh, our cornbread got... Our cornbread bakery got put in. So sweet. We are making cornbread, which means we're taking advantage of our cornmeal, which means we got some happy beavers, which is hecka nice, which is really nice. What is this going to? Nothing, which means you are now a place for us to put in additional haulers. Beautimous. Give that a slight bump. We'll make sure that these are still prioritized. We've got plenty of... Oh, that's right. I meant to put these guys into here. We'll plus that up by 1, plus that up by 1, plus you up by 1. This really doesn't help anything because there's nowhere to actually put any of this material. Maybe I don't need to be concerned about that. Right? We don't have any place to put the bell peppers. Not available to us at all. How do the bell peppers fit under there, but the corn can't? That's my real question here. Can I put that under there? No, I can't. I can't do that. Put more beets under there, or more radishes. Maybe we'll do that. Radishes back here. Because they like their radishes. Yeah. Beautiful. Absolutely glorious. Now let's see. Let's recap here. We made it over here. We decided against the whole storage on this side. So we put storage up here. We got this in down here. So we can do silly, ridiculous things by allowing us to garner or gain access to this back in here. Which means we can start tunneling this out, which in turn allows us to put in some 1x4 platforms all along here, giving us a nice piece of real estate to put some more stuff on top on this side, which would be really nice. We expanded our industry a little bit, not by much. We threw in an extra liquid fuel engine. We're probably not, well, definitely not taking full advantage of it, because we're only burning 150 horsepower off of that right now, but that's going to go up by another 200 right here, and then whatever we end up putting on this right there, which I still haven't figured out what I want to do there. Don't need more gears, don't need that, don't need that. Food, we could put in a few more presses, I suppose. Presses wouldn't be bad. I really wish I could press those beets, or not beets, bell peppers that are just sitting there burning a hole in my pocket because I'm not doing anything with any of them. I do want to plus you up though, because you have a lot of corn to move and you've got a lot of it to get to. Maybe we'll plus you all the way up. Cool. So that's good. We unlocked that Bad Johnny. We've got this back up and running. We've got a lot of food stuffs going over here. We still haven't necessarily solved this problem yet. I'm just now realizing that all of these trees are available to us right here, but we haven't been doing anything with that because somebody forgot to unpause the forester here. But that's a lot of lumber available to us. That will give us a nice plus up. That'll be glorious. It'll be amazing. They did get into here, so that is pretty cool. They started blasting all that out, which means in theory that should provide us a fair amount of real estate for water and irrigation back into here, which would be nice. That'll be beautiful. I want to blast some more of this out, but also I want to keep this from pumping all of this water out, so we probably won't end up doing something like that. But that will be a nice irrigation boon for us, and I am happy to see it. We're not doing the greatest on food. We have a massive surplus in beavers right now, which is causing us to consume a metric ton of our food. Water-wise, we're still doing decent on all of that, so that is good. They did start blasting this out, so that is cool. So we can grab that and start walking that way. And that'll give us a nice thing to work with. And I'll show you what I had planned back in here. So we can't fit the 1x6 because it goes to the edge of the map. Or we can fit the 1x6. Boosh. There we go. And that's what I'm going to do. And we're going to put dirt on top of that. Like this. Like that. Yes. We'll probably come in and we'll rip out all of these overhangs, these natural overhangs. They're not providing us anything worthwhile right now. And that will give us... We might even just blast off this entire rim right here. Get rid of this entire rim. That'll give us a nice chunk of real estate to work with, which will be Gucci. I'm realizing that this is a problem for us. Thankfully, this bad tide ends here shortly, so that'll be good. And let's see, what else do we have going on? This is taking its time. And yeah, I love it. I'm happy. We're making progress-ish. Didn't end up exactly how I anticipated the things going in, but things are moving, and we have happier beavers than ever, which is a good thing. And we got some cool stuff taken care of, which is always nice. I do want to rip this out, though, because It's a waste of materials at this point in time. I'd rather them focus on other things. Like getting in here and filling this in. Maybe we, I don't know, blast this out and we have this like mega reservoir underneath here, and then that just seeps up and in and fills or provides all the irrigation back in here. I don't know. That'll be something for me to figure out in the future. But I'm happy with where we're at. It doesn't look like much, but we did quite a bit. At least I believe we have. I like it. I like it a lot. But if you guys did like this, if you'd be so kind, hit that like button. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, I would appreciate you. Still on the road to 1,000. We're making great progress in that regard. I appreciate you all who've been along for the ride as long as you have. But I'm going to get out of here. Have a wonderful day wherever you're in the world. Make sure you guys stay nice, thirsty, nice, and happy. I'll catch you on the next episode of Emberpelt Z. I'm out. See ya.